February 28, 1942. An eerie silence blankets the Sunda Strait. Beneath the cloak of darkness, the Japanese cruiser Mogami guards a fleet of 50 transports in Bantam Bay. Suddenly, the American USS Houston and Australian HMS Perth slice through the night, unaware of the slumbering giants they approach. Their arrival shatters the peace, their guns erupting in a fiery symphony. The Japanese transports, jolted awake, scream their alarm, drawing forth reinforcements. Mogami and her sister ship Mikuma, alongside a swarm of warships, charge into the chaos. A deadly ballet ensues. Mogami unleashes a volley of torpedoes, 5 tearing into their targets, sending ships plummeting to their watery graves. But amidst the carnage, a horrifying realization dawns. Some of the stricken vessels bear the rising sun flag. General Hitoshi Imamura, on board the doomed transport Ryujo Maru, spends a harrowing 20 minutes in the water before rescue. As Commander Shukichi Toshikawa of Mogami attempts to explain the friendly fire tragedy, the general's aide delivers a chilling response. "Don't tell General Imamura. He believes the American Houston dealt the blow. Let her have the credit." The silence settles once more, now heavy with the weight of a hidden truth. The battle rages on, fueled by a mix of courage, confusion, and a single, unspoken lie. The battered Mogami, a defiant phoenix under fire. Mogami emerged from the night, battered but unbroken. However, its fortunes were about to take a turn for the worse. The Mogami-class cruisers were born under unique circumstances, a daring response to the limitations imposed by the 1930 London Naval Treaty. This treaty, aimed at curbing naval arms race, restricted the size and armament of cruisers built by major powers. The Mogami class, launched in 1934, pushed the boundaries of the treaty's limits. Designed as light cruisers, they possessed the potential to be transformed into heavy hitters. The flagship, Mogami, was a testament to this innovative spirit. Its armament was nothing short of impressive, boasting dual-purpose cannons that could unleash both anti-ship and anti-air fury. Later upgrades saw the installation of even more powerful 20 cm guns, creating a truly formidable force. Smaller guns and fearsome torpedoes rounded out its offensive capabilities. Beyond weaponry, the Mogami class showcased cutting-edge engineering. Electric welding and aluminum, lighter materials than traditionally used, helped trim weight while maintaining strength. These cruisers, displacing 13,440 tons, were propelled by powerful geared impulse turbines, granting them speeds of 35 knots. Their maneuverability was further enhanced by twin-balanced rudders, allowing them to nimbly navigate the seas. But despite its resilience and innovative design, the Mogami's fate was intertwined with the turmoil of war. The challenges it faced were far from over. This rewrite maintains the key information about the Mogami while adding a more engaging narrative tone and creating a sense of anticipation for the challenges ahead. It also incorporates some figurative language to make the description more vivid. Though initially plagued by technical woes, the Mogami-class cruisers emerged from costly rebuilds as formidable warships. They boasted speed, armor, and heavy firepower, making them true terrors on the waves. But the Mogami stood out for another reason: its crew comfort. Air conditioning, steel bunks, cold water fountains, and even pickle lockers, all believed to boost efficiency. Perhaps ironically, it was the pickles that sealed their fate. As part of Cruiser Division 7, the Mogami, alongside her sisters Mikuma, Kumano, and Suzuya, faced early challenges. Typhoons battered them, and welding issues warped the Mogami's bow, leading to disarmament and reconstruction. This earned the ship an unlucky reputation. Despite this, the Mogami was no stranger to action. It played key roles in the occupation of French Indochina, the invasion of Malaya, and landings across Southeast Asia. But it was in the Sunda Strait battle that the Mogami truly found herself tested. Tasked with guarding a Japanese landing at Bantam Bay, Java, the Mogami stumbled upon a sight both unexpected and unnerving. Over 50 Japanese transport ships unloading troops. Caught between allies and enemies, the situation was fraught with danger. What would the Mogami do? This rewrite condenses the text while maintaining key details and adding a narrative hook. It uses figurative language and focuses on the tension surrounding the Sunda Strait encounter, leaving the reader eager to know what happens next. Sunda Strait, a night of chaos and tragic collisions. On a fateful February night in 1942, the Sunda Strait became a cauldron of chaos. American cruiser Houston and Australian cruiser Perth, fleeing Java, stumbled upon a vulnerable Japanese landing force. A furious exchange ignited, with Allied shells raining down on exposed Japanese transports. Alarmed, the Japanese called for reinforcements. Enter Mogami, a formidable cruiser with a reputation for misfortune. Alongside her sister ship and a fleet of destroyers, they raced towards the battle. Mogami, eager to prove her worth, unleashed a deadly spread of torpedoes. While Allied ships fell victim, tragedy struck. Japanese landing ships and a friendly minesweeper were caught in the crossfire, sinking beneath the waves. The battle raged on, relentless barrages of shells and torpedoes transforming the strait into a maelstrom. Perth succumbed first, followed by the valiant Houston, whose defiant spirit earned her the nickname Ghost of the Sunda Strait. But the story didn't end there. Mogami's wartime journey continued, marked by both triumphs and devastating accidents. From sinking Norwegian cargo ships to participating in the ill-fated Midway invasion, she saw her share of action. However, fate had another twist in store. During a tense return journey under the dim moonlight, a fateful encounter with the American submarine Tambor triggered panic. In the ensuing chaos, a navigational error by Mogami's navigator led to a catastrophic collision with her sister ship, Mikuma. The impact was brutal. Mikuma's fuel tank ruptured, while Mogami lost a staggering 40 feet of her bow. Both ships were left crippled, their once proud silhouettes now mangled reminders of the night's chaos. This rewrite condenses the original text while maintaining key events and adding a more dramatic tone. It uses vivid imagery and emphasizes the turning points in the story, leaving the reader with a sense of the tragedy and drama of the Sunda Strait encounter. Crippled Titans. Mogami battles for survival. Lieutenant Sarawatari, Mogami's damage control officer, sprang into action. Amidst the carnage, he led frantic efforts to patch gaping wounds, jettison explosives, and quell flames threatening to consume the ship. While Mikuma and escorts detached, Rear Admiral Kurita rushed to rejoin the main fleet, leaving Mogami limping at a meager 12 knots, her companion leaking oil like a wounded beast. Unbeknownst to the Japanese, their plight was far from over. The watchful USS Tambor had sounded the alarm, alerting the American fleet. As dawn painted the sky, patrol planes spotted what they perceived as 2 wounded battleships, a dream target. Midway unleashed a squadron of Vindicator dive bombers. Though their attack failed, the chaos sparked a collision between a burning American plane and Mikuma's aft turret. This was merely the prelude to a storm. B-17. Bombers and dive bombers from the carriers, Enterprise and Hornet materialisiert like avenging angels. Mr. King Mikumi for a battleship, they unleashed relentless hellfire. Their fury claimed Captain Sakayama, leaving Mikuma mortally wounded. Mogami, too, felt the sting of American wrath. Her No. 5 turret lay disemboweled, torpedo tubes mangled, and infernos raged below decks. Sarawatari, amidst the deafening roar of explosions and the stench of burning metal, witnessed the ultimate horror, a bomb tearing through the seaplane deck, igniting the sick bay, and trapping wounded men in a fiery tomb. This rewrite condenses the text while maintaining key events and adding a more dramatic tone. It uses vivid imagery and emphasizes the escalating chaos and destruction faced by the Japanese ships. It also highlights the human cost of the battle, leaving the reader with a sense of both the tragedy and the intensity of the Midway encounter. From infernal fury to Phoenix rising, Mogami's resilience. The situation was grim. To save the ship, Saruwatari sealed the burning compartment, a decision with a heavy price. As Mikuma succumbed to the relentless American assault, Mogami, battered and bruised, managed to limp away, her survival a testament to Saruwatari's unwavering leadership. 5 weeks of frantic repairs brought Mogami back to life, allowing her to sail again. Rejoining her division and undergoing further work in Truk, she received a major overhaul at Sasebo. Transformed into an aircraft cruiser, she gained reconnaissance capabilities, losing turrets and gaining a hangar deck and powerful radar. Despite lacking new aircraft, Mogami pressed on. A collision with an oiler caused minor damage, but she survived an attack during a convoy run. The following months saw her engaged in sorties, facing combat, and absorbing another bomb hit that claimed lives and forced further repairs. Ultimately, material shortages limited her role in the Battle of the Philippine Sea, leaving her with a minor part to play alongside her meager seaplane squadron. Yet, Mogami persisted, her spirit mirroring the phoenix rising from the ashes. This rewrite condenses the text while maintaining key events and adding a focus on Mogami's resilience. It uses figurative language and emphasizes the ship's ability to overcome adversity, leaving the reader with a sense of respect for its enduring spirit. Into the Maelstrom, Mogami's fateful voyage. Lingga Roads, Borneo, became Mogami's new guardian duty, protecting vital oil reserves. Yet as American forces invaded the Philippines in October 1944, the cruiser was thrust into the heart of a desperate counterattack, Operation Sho Ichigo. The audacious plan involved a decoy carrier force to lure American carriers away, while battleships, including the aged Fuso and Yamashiro, struck American transports. Mogami, alongside 4 destroyers, sailed with Nishimura's squadron, followed closely by Shima's. But the Americans were vigilant. Airstrikes from carriers, Enterprise and Lexington, alerted the Japanese to their presence. Worse, Rear Admiral Oldendorf lay in wait at Surigao Strait. His formidable fleet, consisting of battleships, cruisers, and destroyers, a gauntlet the Japanese had to run. On October 25th, the night swallowed Nishimura's force as they entered the strait. Skirmishes with PT boats and destroyers erupted, the chaos leading to a horrifying incident. Friendly fire rained down on Mogami, inflicting tragic casualties. Undeterred, they pressed on. But at 2:58 a.m., the Americans unleashed a torrent of torpedoes, crippling Fuso and 2 destroyers. Yet, Nishimura, fueled by desperation, continued with Yamashiro and Mogami, narrowly dodging American torpedoes. This rewrite condenses the text while maintaining key events and adding a sense of impending doom and escalating danger. It uses vivid imagery and emphasizes the perilous situation faced by the Japanese force, leaving the reader eager to know what happens next. Hellfire Straits, Mogami's last stand. An hour into the treacherous Surigao Strait, the Japanese force stumbled upon a nightmare, the American battle line. For Mogami, the American barrage was a chilling spectacle. Distant flashes followed by the terrifying whistles and hisses of incoming shells. While most of this fury targeted Yamashiro, Mogami saw an opportunity to unleash her own torpedoes. But fate had other plans. American destroyers spotted her approach, mistaking her for an enemy. Confusion reigned, and Mogami absorbed a brutal onslaught, Her mainmast buckled, radio rooms were silenced, and anti-aircraft mounts crumpled under the relentless pounding. Battered but defiant, Mogami attempted her torpedo strike. Yet more American fire rained down, courtesy of Admiral Oldendorf's cruisers. A hit knocked out a turret, smoke choked the engine room, and evacuation became a desperate scramble. On the bridge, a fierce debate raged. Captain Toma, his command faltering, favored retreat. But his officers, fueled by the Bushido spirit, urged him forward. In the end, Mogami turned north, only to face more American punishment. The final blow came at 4:02 a.m. 3 shells from the cruiser Portland ripped through Mogami, leaving Captain Toma among the casualties. In the ensuing chaos, Chief Petty Officer Yamamoto took the helm, steering the crippled ship manually. But Mogami was a ghost ship, its engine rooms devoured by flames, power fading fast. The Battle of Sunda Strait ended a disaster for Japan, with Yamashiro sinking and numerous ships lost. Mogami and the destroyer Shigure clung to life, only to collide with Admiral Shima's ships. This final blow further crippled them, and control shifted to the gunnery officer on Mogami's bridge. Humiliation settled in. Officers, including Torpedo Officer Mori, pleaded against continuing, fearing an American trap. Would Mogami, battered and broken, find an end to its ill-fated voyage? This rewrite condenses the text while maintaining key events and adding a sense of escalating drama and desperation. It uses vivid imagery and emphasizes the chaotic and destructive battle, leaving the reader with a cliffhanger about Mogami's fate. Crippled and burning, Mogami's final ordeal. Admiral Shima, his flagship Nachi, a testament to the battle's brutality, ordered a retreat at dawn. For Mogami, it was a desperate escape. Collision damage and fires raged, the crew fighting to contain them even as they jettisoned torpedoes to avert further explosions. Miraculously, the main engine held, and hand steering kept them moving. But the Americans were relentless. Asagumo, a Japanese destroyer, sank beneath the waves, while American shells pounded the retreating fleet. Mogami, engulfed in flames, somehow maintained 14 knots, a testament to her crew's resilience. The Mindanao Sea brought no respite. PT boats harried them with torpedoes, bamboo poles mistaken for periscopes adding to the paranoia. Then came the American air attacks, their massive warships mistaken for battleships due to Mogami's towering superstructure. More damage, more casualties. Finally, a second wave of aircraft crippled the cruiser, bombs igniting a fiery inferno in her oil tanks. Abandonment was the only option. Akebono, a destroyer, rescued survivors, but the flames were unstoppable. A torpedo sealed Mogami's fate, sending her to the bottom of the sea with only a fraction of her crew surviving. Nachi, battered but afloat, reached Manila only to be sunk during an American airstrike. For Mogami, however, the finale humiliation awaited. Divers from USS Chanticleer recovered Vice Admiral Shima's flag from the wreck of Nachi, a symbolic act marking the only instance in WWII where an enemy admiral's flag was taken from a warship at sea. It was a fittingly poignant end for a ship plagued by misfortune, her ill-fated journey forever etched in history. This rewrite condenses the text, while maintaining key events and adding a sense of desperation, resilience, and, ultimately, tragedy. It uses vivid imagery and emphasizes the relentless pursuit and destruction faced by Mogami, leaving the reader with a sense of respect for the crew's bravery and the ship's symbolic significance.